What were the
Um,
blind spots that surprised you? That somebody else can see that it's just a blind spot.
yeah, one of the ones that was a little bit surprising, but now that when somebody tells you something and it's a surprise at first, but then when you really think about it, it's obvious. I
Yeah.
I had an aha moment with that, and for me, that aha moment is that I'm like off the scales. I lead with trust. So so I'm not the person that says you have to earn my trust, and that's finally when I'll trust you.
I'll
I'll
trust you
I'll
implicitly until you give me reason to distrust you.
Yeah, exactly. So I start with trust until you prove me wrong. Which and so for me that means ultimately I probably give people more chances than others would.
Yeah.
Um, and so
Was that
that's
a
kind of how that
negative
plays
in
out.
such that if you hired somebody, you took too long to fire them? Is that what they were trying to get at, or product line that didn't work and you kept trying it, or what? I don't.
I think that can be one of the negatives of being too trusting. But I think the counterbalance that they kind of brought up is you start things quicker if you intuitively trust the group that you're working with, you're more likely to advance an opportunity as opposed to say, you know what, I'm not too sure. Let's really build all the trust first before we do anything here, and then sometimes it just kind of dies on the vine.
Right.
So
That's what
so
the whole process of like, dude, don't put a lot of money in the products anymore. Just minimum viable product,
yeah,
just to make sure you don't get in front of your skis.
yeah, and I mean, it's just everyone's preference. I just prefer to to trust. I prefer to believe in the good in people. I know there's bad people out there, and I know there's good people that do bad things. But I prefer to give people the benefit of the doubt. I prefer to lead with trust until proven otherwise. And I found that throughout my life, that really hasn't burned me. Like there's been a couple small cases where I've been burned by that, but the amount of benefit that I think I've gotten out of it versus the small amount of being burned is for me has been very much worth it.
So that's not a. So somebody said that's a blind spot. You took it internally, but it's not something you wanted to put a guardrail up because you've never wrecked the car on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me it was just really thinking about it and knowing about it. And now when I go into a situation, I consciously think about it. I think, okay, I'm going into this situation with full trust.
Yeah.
And I think just acknowledging that it's there helps you be a better leader.
Do you think you can, not that you're trying to train yourself to distrust people, but you can grow to uh, read people better? Kind of like if I look at Warren Buffett, how the guy can take a look at some financials over a weekend and make an offer because he trusts the people
Yeah.
by the financials.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just it's just how I prefer to roll, and um yeah, I don't anticipate myself changing that, but being aware of it is a good thing.